Hello ladies and gentlemen, and once again welcome back to my channel. So if I'm not mistaken, today we are going to look at Anvil ships. Hope that I'm in time right now. Now I will preface this video by saying that I've unfortunately experienced a lot of stuttering at the expo hall, which is probably also going to be the case today. So if some of the audio is cutting out or anything like that, I'm sorry for that. I'll try to pause my talking when I can see a stuttering happening, because unfortunately in the last video that I recorded when going over the editing, I noticed that stuttering unfortunately made some of some of my audio simply disappear from the recording. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. But I don't know. Let's get right into it. I will meet you at the expo hall. Let's run the intro. Alright, as you can see, and by the way, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the intro. As you can see, I'm getting a lot of stuttering here, and some people said that it might have something to do with, of all things, the flooring on the expo hall, but in any case the stuttering is only present here, so I am pretty sure that it has something to do with the expo hall. Everywhere else it doesn't seem to be. But I will say this, right now I'm experiencing my system going all the way up to 30 something gigabytes of RAM used, and that is not something I usually see. So that may have something to do with it. Let's see if there's anything new here to look at. Otherwise, I won't, since unfortunately the performance here at Invictus this time around isn't as great. Probably because there is some kind of glitch that means that people are parking a heck of a lot of ships outside the spaceport here at Dark Corp, and that is simply driving the performance to shackles. But the fact that I'm using 30 gigabytes out of my 30 gigabytes alone, probably just for Star Citizen, that is not something I'm used to. Usually I lay something around 20, 25 gigabytes, something like that. So that may also have something to do with it. In any case, let's see. So we have the Anvil Spartan, the Anvil Centurion, and the Anvil Ballista over here. And then we have the Anvil Gladiator, the Carrack, the Terrapin, and the Hawk. And the two Pisces here and the Arrow here. Then we have the Hornets over here, the F7A. Probably, oh, the Anvil Lightning F8. Maybe we need to take a look at that, because I've always been a little bit curious about that plane or ship. And then down here we have the Crucible, the Legionnaire, and the Liberator. Since there are not really anything new here except for the F7A and the F8, I won't be spending as much time here as I did on the previous stream, but let's take a look at it. So here we definitely have the Carrack. In my opinion, I'll put it like this. In my opinion, the Carrack, even though, as far as I recall, it had been made smaller or larger or whatever compared to the original concept, this is, in my opinion, one of the coolest ships interior wise. I do believe that I made a video about where I explained why I think that, but I think just the interior of it, the build of it, how it looks, it's just, when I look at this ship, this is something that signals cool spaceship to me. I just love how it looks. It's that simple, and I can't explain why. Just when I look at it, when it flies, I mean, basically everything about it I find to be really cool. The front here, yeah, I get why you made it, but, and I get when, in order to use the covers that can come out over the front to protect it a little bit more. I get that you need that shape in order to have that, but other than that, I really don't get it. And I do also believe that I owe you an tour of the yellow, the tour of the. I do also believe that I owe you a really good tour of the Idris. So that is one of the things that we're going to take a look at one point. I will, because it's a big ship and there's a lot to show, I will make it as a separate video. So we had the character and something weird happened on the screen. Then we have the arrow over here. This over here I think is the Anvil. I can't remember its name. It's the bomber. Let's see. It has I think it has a pretty funny name. I don't know. I think it's funny. I do also think it's funny looking. It looks like sort of a weirdly shaped hornet on steroids, if I have to be quite honest here. And that open nose there, is that to get in, or what the freak is that? All right, let's see. There should be a name plaque or name screen or something that we can look at. Let's see. A lot of lagging, but yes, the Anvil Gladiator. That was it's a bomber. I mean, okay, it looks pretty cool. I will admit, it looks pretty cool, but still, I mean, I've heard from people that have tested it, amongst other people, Avenger 1, whatever you think about that guy. Some like him, some really don't like him, but I think he knows his stuff, and he has ranked the ships, and I unfortunately have to say for Anvil Gladiator owners, the Gladiator didn't get a really good ranking. So, as a fighter, I don't think it's the best ship. I haven't tried it, so I can't really say anything about it. Let's go over here on the other side and take a look at the Pisces. Alright, so as you can see, we generally have two kinds of Pisces. Actually, there are three kinds of Pisces, but usually only talk about two. So there's C8 Pisces, and then there's C8 Pisces Expedition, and then we have the C8R Pisces Rescue Vehicle, or First Responder, whatever you want to call it. And this little ship here has, not entirely, but in some cases become a little bit of a favorite of mine. I love the interior. It really looks like sort of a small medevac that you can sort of fly around in. You have everything you need in here. The med bed. You have the digital medical whatever. Let's just see if we can do something that you shouldn't be able to do. Let's see. Access and regeneration. That is not a that is not a Pisces. That's not a picture of the rescue Pisces, but it seems that I can actually transfer my image to it. I'm not going to do that, but it would be pretty funny to die and then wake up here. So yeah. Okay. Pretty cool, honestly. I love this little bird. I don't use it as often as I probably should, but yeah. So I'll scoot over to one of the... Oh wait, there are a couple of ships more we need to look at. I'll quickly go over the ships, like I said, because there's nothing really new about them. You've already seen the Hawk and the Terrapin. I just want to walk around a little bit and chat about these ships. About these ships here. So let's take a look. This is the Hawk. Well, once again, this bird here didn't receive the best rating. Please be aware when I say that this bird here didn't, when any ship here didn't receive a good rating by Avenger 1, he was, and I am also only referring to the combat capabilities in PvP. So it's not that these ships are bad in any context, but in that context, the yeah, sorry to say, Terrapin didn't get a really Not the Terrapin, the Hawk didn't get a really good rating. The Terrapin, a little scout bird, pretty cool. Has a little bit more interior than the Pisces, but still a small ship. It does remind me, sort of overall sense, like a small version of the drop ship that we have. Can't remember what name it is. It's a pretty cool, and I think it's okay cool. But like I said, looks like a smaller version of it. And here you have the scanning chair. The youth support station, they call it. And you have the pilot seat here. Now, if I'm not mistaken, as you can see here, there's only one bed. And this means that this is basically a single-person ship. But given that it is a single-person ship, one of the things I don't understand is why do you have the pilot seat all over there and then the support seat there? Seems a little bit weird to me, but fair enough, I guess. All right, I will meet you over at one of the halls. So see you in a little bit. All right, so we are back at this little area here, and we have it right there, so I can take a look at what it's called. But hopefully you can see what I'm thinking about here. It's a Valkyrie, yeah. The Anvil Valkyrie. The Anvil Terrapin, in my opinion, looks like a smaller version of the Anvil Valkyrie. It looks pretty cool, but yeah. All right, let's go over here, because here we have it. The Anvil F8 Lightning. Now, you might think that a cool ship like this received an exemplary big rating, combat rating, because it has a bunch of weapons. It is probably really well behaved. You can see it has loads and loads and loads of guns all over the place. But unfortunately, I have to admit and say that again, according to Avenger 1, it isn't that good. It isn't that good of a combat fighter ship. I mean, a lot of engines and yeah. But then again, he was only assessing its combat capabilities in 1 versus 1. He was not assessing its overall capability, sort of in lieu of its role. And that obviously does make a little bit of a difference how you could rate a ship like this. Is it meant to be a combat fighter to take out small fighters or medium fighters? Or is it meant to take out medium-sized ships, something like that? But let's see if we can rent it. Usually when you look at the screen here, you should get... No, I don't think we can rent it. Let's go over here and take a look at the Hurricane. Because when you look at the plaque, you should get sort of a... yeah, no, we can't, unfortunately. So the Hurricane is a big, heavy fighter, just like the F8 Lightning. It also didn't get a really cool rating from Mr. 1, Avenger 1. Now, one of the things that I've always thought about with respect to the Valkyrie here is that when I look at it, it's not a perfect match. You'll probably recognize that. But sort of in the overall looks of it and all of that, I would actually argue that the Valkyrie, it reminds me a little bit of the dropship from the Sulaku in Aliens. But obviously it's a completely different ship, doesn't have the wings that fold out and all of that. Again, this bird here, we can rent that, but I'm not going to. Let's go over and take a look at the Hornets that are over here. Now for the Hornets, there are generally 3 variants. The F7A, you cannot rent that as well, but I got that. The F7A with a lot of firepower. Then we have the F7C Mark II, I might add. You can rent that if you want to. And finally you have the older variant. Another F7C Mark II. What's the difference? Why are there two plaques for F7Cs? I don't know. But finally we have the older variant, the Mark I over here.
Anvil Aerospace has been invited to a joint engineering research
Now,
that will be opening on the continent in the
I will say that, in my opinion, the F7C, I suppose it is. I have to admit that in my opinion, the F7C Mark II seems like it's a much bigger plane, much larger profile. But then again, still medium size. Cool ship. It is a medium fighter, so obviously it needs some size to it. But yeah, it's pretty cool bird. Alright, that's the ships down here. Like I said, I'll just go skip pretty quickly over them, but I wanted to sort of explore them with you. Unfortunately, we couldn't rent the F78, sorry, the F78, the F8C, the Lightning, because I would like to check it out, how it is to fly and all of that. But in any case, let's head over to the other expo hall, and then finally down to the holograms in the bottom. But once again, I'll see you when we are at the other hall. Alright, I just noticed right now that there was no opening for the Expo Hall 3 and 4, so we have gone down below, and down here we can see a couple of the big things. So here we have one of the, I can't remember what they call again. It's late here, so I can't remember names. Let's see, Centurions. They are combat. So these guys here that have big laser weapons on their back. I think they both are. No, this is a different one. This is the troop transport, I think. Let's take a look. I've never been inside. Yeah, that's the troop transport. It actually looks pretty cool. I mean, it reminds me of one of the ATVs that we have. No, not ATVs, but we have a kind of a similar, like 8 armored troop transport. I can't remember what it's called even now. ATC, armored troop carrier, something like that. ATV. Yeah, I think it's something like that. I can't remember what it's called. It's a pretty cool vehicle, and I always thought that, let me just check it, 2 seconds. That's the cool thing about recording and pausing and all that. I just looked it up. It's called Piranha, or Piranha. Yeah, pirate fish, Piranha. And it's not completely similar, because on the Piranha we don't have glass in the front. It's basically built up like a general armored troop carrier, but it does have the same sort of basic similar shape as this one here, and it got 8 wheels. I just looked, I think it's 8 wheels, so it's basically more or less the same setup. But as far as I know, these vehicles, I think that, I'm not sure about this one, but I think some of the other are articulated. This one does not look like it's articulated. Or maybe I'm just confusing them with something else. Let me look at this, because I'm pretty sure that the one that I had a long time ago, yeah, was articulated. Yeah, I'm not sure. But in any case, they look very much alike. And the Piranha is also a armored troop carrier. So this was the Centurion. Over here we have the Spartan, yes. Alright, so let's see if there's something else over here. I'm pretty sure there should be some more of the same kind of vehicles. So let's go and take a look. Because I know we are missing one other air to ground to air protection unit, and it's the ballista, this one here. I'm really unsure whether I remember wrong that it was articulated. Maybe it wasn't, maybe it's something else I'm thinking about that was articulated. I just remember it as being articulated. So if you don't know, articulated means that in order for the vehicle to turn, it will turn on this axis here. So instead of basically the wheels turning, it's the sort of the vehicle itself that will turn. But yeah, the ballista I had for a long time. I bought it in game, and it's a pretty cool vehicle. So again, you have the driver's seat over here, and then you have the gunner's seat here, and you have this big missile torpedo rack up here with really big air-to-air missiles, ground-to-air missiles, sorry. Yeah. But let's go in and take a look at some of the holograms. I will see you in there. Alright, so we are now here at the holograms, and that looks a bit like the Liberator. So the Liberator is a transporter. I can't remember what it is that exactly is that you're meant to transport it. I'm pretty sure that it should be really big, so you can transport a lot of vehicles or ships or whatever it is up there. I mean, I have to admit, I'm not really that interested in the holograms, but because I've seen the Liberator before, the hologram of it, and as far as I know, this is just a crude markup of the concept art. So over here we have the, what is that? Can't remember I've seen this before. Is this the Legionnaire? The attack ship? Yeah, Legionnaire boarding. Yeah, okay, pretty cool. So this is kind of a boarding ship. It should have a obviously a lot of troop placement options. Maybe, I'm not sure I've seen a lot of guns, but then again, it's not a combat ship. It's more meant to, when the enemy has been suppressed and the ship is the ship that needs to be, you want to board, has been incapacitated, then you bring in the Legionnaire with a lot of troops to enter. Yeah, a pretty cool ship. But again, not something that I would be particularly interested in. Even though I have to admit that I'm having a lot of fun flying around shooting with my my F7A Mark II. And finally, we have the what is that? Is that the Crucible? The base building ship? Let's see. Yeah, Crucible. Heavy. Oh, it's heavy repair. Yeah. A flying toolbox. I'm not sure whether the Crucible should also be a base building or it's something else that I'm thinking about. But yeah, the big shovel looking thing up there. It's basically where you park the ship or whatever you need to repair, and then you can repair it as you fly. So it's kind of like a mobile repair station. Pretty cool, but yeah. Not something that I would probably spend money on. In any case, that was it. In any case, I hope that you have enjoyed this little video here. I know I have. I really do enjoy making these videos, even though there's this annoying stuttering that I would really like to get rid of. But I hope that I will see you in the next video. We still have some Drake ships to look at, and we definitely also need to take a look at that Idris, but that will come in a separate video. I will see you around in the verse. Bye bye.